Welcome back to you cutie pies. We're going to speak about learning from mistakes. Or are they really mistakes? We're going to speak about Richard Heart and the PulseChain ecosystem sacrifices because you might save yourself from a lot of damage in the future because we have learned so many things from these sacrifices. Sacrifice is where you put money into a pool. You have no expectation. You get the coins. It's like an ICO. It's super gambly, super risky, and you pray and hope for the best. Basically, it's just buying crypto, really, when you think about it. But there are some things when it comes to sacrifices that unfortunately tilt the advantage to the founder and the leader and against the people participating. Now, when I go through this, friends, I'm not saying a person is bad or a coin is bad. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about odds. What are your odds of success? Okay, it's for example, what if I told you, hey, I'm going to flip a coin. What do you think is going to happen if it lands 5 heads in a row? You think, oh, wow, if that happens, man, I think I'm going to feel very lucky, right? Well, invert that, all right? Invert that. Well, what if you needed 5 heads in a row to win any amount of money? Well, now you're going to think, oh my gosh, well, the odds against me, they suck, right? So this is the same thing. It's how you think about it. So with the amount of evidence coming in now, we've now seen Richard Heart and the PulseChain Sacrifice ecosystems are not a good idea to participate. Way too much evidence. They are bad odds, right? Now, an okay sacrifice was PoorPleb, but it's still round tripped, but you can't really put it down to anything besides, I guess, bear market. But this is the best that we can really do. All right. So with PoorPleb, as you can see, look, it was still sacrificing and then it went down anyway. I haven't checked the PHUX ecosystem. I think they went good. I think they went good, but I haven't checked the prices recently. But I mean, like, even if they did, I mean, congratulations to them and everybody else with PHUX and Famous, but the odds are still very low. That's the thing. We got 1 win, but we got like 30 losers. You know what I mean? Including the spear of the ecosystem, Pulse and PulseX themselves. Like that's enough to basically, put the nail in the coffin there. All right. Now, so with Pulse, for example, PoorPleb, yeah, I guess it's good, but it put everybody offside still, minus 50%, and then ended up going up. And look, it ended up round tripping. So there are no guarantees in this game. We are all just gambling at the end of the day. We're going to continue, friends, with some angel music though, okay? Angel music is going to take us through the path. Now, why do the odds suck? So this is what we're going to learn here. It's not saying, remember, I'm not saying the coins are bad or the community's bad or nothing. I'm just telling you, why are these a bad idea? Why was this a bad move? All right, well, let's see what happened here. So everyone, including Richard Heart himself, tried to replicate the Ethereum ICO sacrifice. That's what they tried to do, okay? And yeah, man, it was like, it's insane when you think about the returns they got there. Because the returns they got were big. I even made this dedicated post here. I said, look, you got to pay respect to Ethereum. The king, friends, the king. Ethereum's ICO was 31 cents. You see this horizontal line here? It was 31 cents, all right? It never went offside for anyone. The only time someone went offside, they go, oh, one exchange wick down the 1 cent momentarily. Like we can't compare a little momentary wick to this. I mean, this is the dream chart. I'm telling you now, Richard, look at friends, you know how he thinks and he operates. He saw this chart. He saw Vitalik is the next revered Satoshi with the amount of value he's added to the world. He wanted the glory. Of course he did. This ICO put everybody 10x onside from day one, comes back, doesn't even put them offside, and zip up. Now, this is the interesting part as well. So this is a unicorn run, friends. Well, I hope we see it again, but it's going to be very rare, okay? Maybe we see it again, but there's going to be 1,000 needles first, all right? So after 1 year, Ethereum was 37x up for investors, 37x. After just 201 days, which is when I'm making this video just to show you about PulseChain, around 200 days, Ethereum was up 18x for them. 18x. PulseChain down 36% at this same moment of time. So you can see there's an enormous discrepancy, huge difference here, all right? But It is what it is, man. The game's hard, friends. The game's hard. We take the risk. We take the risk. So I'm going to tell you now, doing the PulseChain fractal, which is where we overlay the Pulse chart with Ethereum chart, putting the fractal over Ethereum is only going to give you false hopium. Why? Because everybody has a 1,000x return on it. I think it's very obvious by now. People still clinging on to that hope. Well, you're just doing yourself a disservice by this point. So when it comes to these sacrifices, that's what he tried to replicate. Tried to replicate the Ethereum ICO sacrifice. But as we saw with Pulse and PulseX, everything fell flat. Investors got destroyed. Now, when I say that, of course, there are religious priests in the crypto industry, in Hex, PulseChain, PulseX. It's the same as Bitcoin and Ethereum, friends. They'll say, no, we haven't lost. The game's not over. Yes, we lost this battle, but we haven't lost the war. I understand that, man. But you know how the game works, okay? The game has rules and parameters, and there are odds, all right? The odds, you know they're there, okay? Now, here's the thing. The problem with sacrifices comes down to this. The founder and the team, they have to market to attract all the future demand, and they've got to attract it today in a singular point in time. So as you can see, this is PulseX raising a lot of money. And don't forget, like PulseX, look how much it locked up of Hex. $500 billion of Hex locked up, taken off the market. It still did not prevent an enormous butchering collapse. Even with all that, you might even think, wow, if we went down minus 99% with all that, how far would we have gone down if they didn't lock it up? My gosh, that's just another thing to think about, okay? Now, when it comes to these sacrifices, this is the truth, okay? When they do these sacrifices, doesn't matter what it is, what project it is, maybe they do more in the future, they probably will, friends, because the founders keep winning, so they're going to keep doing it. Yes, people keep losing, but the founders keep winning, so the founders are just going to find ways to take your money from you. The founders are hunting emotional, weak hands, and they will participate with you at the same price. That's the problem here. It's all about positioning. I wonder who told you this, friends. In all of my videos, look at this, man. I literally tell you the only secret to markets is positioning. If you are positioned with weak hands, you will get a weak return. You will get destroyed. You understand? You do understand. That's why you're my friend. And that's also why you're still my habibi. Now, so when it comes down to these, everyone gives their money to someone like Richard Hart or another founder. And then there's a formula, friends. They've learned the Richard Hart formula. Now, what's interesting is they learned the formula when I didn't tell them the formula. See how the market's smart? The market doesn't need me to tell them anything. People learn themselves. What's Richard Hart's formula? Okay, you launch a coin with ultra low liquidity to get the weak hands out. All right, that's the theory. You get the weak hands out, we shake them out quickly, and then I can pump the price up to the moon and we create a new floor. Didn't happen. Didn't work. All that happened was everybody suffered enormous, quote, losses for a long time, right? So this is going to be different to what you're going to see in the Hex chart. You see how this is down, man? This is a weekly chart. Bang, 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 bang. Down 90% from day one sacrifice, down 80%. Like, these are enormous, okay? Now, here's the thing. Of course, in theory, yes, it is just a quote loss, all right? But you are punished for your loyalty. So it really is a sacrifice, isn't it? It's in the word. It's like, hey, what do you think a sacrifice means? It means where you lose. These are what the odds are. The odds are saying this. If you are triggered by this, if you are upset, if you are crying, if you disagree, I don't really care. I know the odds, okay? You give me another 10 sacrifices, I'm not doing more than one. If zero, that's it. These are just the bad ideas. Why? I've just told you why. You figured it out. It's because, thank you, you have a friend like me, friends, that you like, subscribe, press the bell button and all to. I'm telling you, they have every incentive to market to the weak hands around you to get the same price as you. That's why. People who don't really believe, they just buy into the marketing. So when it comes to the Ethereum ICO investors, they won. But it was a rare unicorn, all right? Now, it is impossible for everyone to win in crypto. It is, because there's always a big wallet who's going to exit on you. Now, theoretically, how does everybody win in crypto? I've made videos on this. How everyone wins in crypto is literally someone long-term mindset, 10-year plus pension funds, long-term mindset, they come in, they buy supply off the market, and they don't want to touch it for 5 or 10 years. That's how we raise the boats for everywhere. All right. But the odds of that happening very low. That's why crypto is very volatile. That's why the stock market goes up. It's because you have people DCA buying and they're not allowed to sell until retirement, 401k, superannuation, all the funds. Okay. Now, importantly, this is the important part. Everybody knows Richard Hart's formula now. Everyone knows it. This is the Hex ICO start. You see this flag? That was the average price for people that participated at the start. Okay. And they went down 90 to 98%. Bang. So that's from their price here. You just don't see their price on the chart. Okay. So everyone knows his formula. The formula is launch a coin with ultra low liquidity. You get the non-believers out. All right. Now, I've written about this, spoken about this. However, unfortunately, the reality is investors suffer an enormous price quote loss. And non-loyal people can buy in. Now, this is the kicker, for a long time. Okay? This is the most important part of my statement. If it was a quick shakeout of like 15 to 25 days and you V-reverse up like this, bang, 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 off to the races, everyone forgets the pain, we're done, okay? We don't get that. We thought we were going to get this. Remember, I was doing the fractals, I was doing the videos. I go, look, we seem to be following this chart. We're now day here. We should continue up. If Magical Ponzi fractal repeated, unfortunately, Magical Fractal Ponzi did not repeat. So Richard Hart's intended theory and goal, right, is with weakness rinsed. So once, because you got those weak hands out on the low liquidity, because they will definitely sell the low, right? This will create a floor. Once you get those weak emotional people out, then you can pump the price. But when Hex's market cap was low, this is easy. All right, this is what I'm telling you, friends. Yes, market cap does matter. When the biggest guy you have to worry about, and Hex's first days, when he only had 50 grand, which is what the real number is, right? You know, Wallet DR1, those people put 36 to 50K. You only had to worry about one dude's 50K. Now, you have to worry about a dude's 1.8 million. All right? Another dude's 2.5 million. Another dude's, this is with the price drops, right? So if the price goes up 10x, they now have 38 million. Do you see how the numbers are different now? Because the user base is much bigger. You don't have to worry about these tiny little numbers anymore. It's bigger numbers. It takes longer. Okay, so that's why you don't get the multipliers you got. I already told you this, right? Your neighbor used to have $50,000 put in crypto back then. Now he's got 2.5 million. That neighbor whale. You understand? You do understand. So as you saw with Pulse, PulseX, and Hex now, moving them up ain't so easy, is it? Yes, there are some quick flashes here and there, but look, you've seen, man, Bitcoin's recovered over 100% off the low. We're still going down. So it's showing you there's more to this than meets the eye, okay? It's too heavy now. Now, when I say too heavy, it doesn't mean, oh, I can't go up. Of course it's going to go up. I'm just telling you, you can't do the whole flash in the pan. Oh, in 30 days, we're going to go up 10x. Oh, we're going to go retrace these really, really fast. You're not going to get that, all right? Also, it doesn't help that combined Hex round tripped minus 98%. So we had a whole new round of weak hand buyers come in. So this is the actual chart here, you're looking at it right now. You see this flag? This flag, friends, is where the Hex adoption amplifier people came in. You know, it went up all the way, just such a huge retracement. Now, here's the thing. Yes, technically, day one people still win, but I'm just going to be completely honest, friends. Just you listen to me. Why? Because I'm honest, okay? You sound like the Bitcoin maxi people when they go to traditional finance and they move the goalposts, okay? Because Bitcoin's returns suck for the past 5 years. They're trash. They're getting more trash over time. And what do the Bitcoin maxis people say? They say, no. If you hold for 10 years, your returns are good. And you're like, we know you're not going to get another 100x from the low again. What are you talking about? You know, so they're moving the goalposts. So you're now saying, well, now Hex is, if you bought this down, we're still up. Yes. So I don't care about that. All right. You know why I don't care about that? I'll tell you something. Richard himself, when now you're really going to open your ears, aren't you, friends? What did Richard say in the bear market of 2022 crypto? He says, Bitcoin's definitely going to 10K. Why? Because it always drops minus 85% in a bear market. He was literally measuring top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom. So on one hand, how can you tell me measuring top to bottom is stupid when he himself was doing it to tell you Bitcoin's going to definitely go down this far? And guess what? It didn't go down that far, but it went down most of that distance. Okay, so even he himself is looking at, oh, you tend to drop minus 95% in a bear market. Well, here's the thing, minus 85%. Well, okay, what if Hex stops like 20 cents? Hey, Hex dropped minus 99% in a bear market. What if it drops that again? You know what I mean? Like, there's a moving of goalposts, which shows you that these things are moving targets, and none of these are concrete. And I'm just telling you, right? I don't know who's going to be right or wrong. It doesn't really matter. But I'm just telling you, friends, the way these things are going, I'm trying to increase your odds of winning. I don't care what really happens. I care about, okay, knowing the information we have now, what decisions can we make in the future to increase our rate of success for the next 10 years? That's right, the next 10 years. Sacrifices, ICOs, or anything else, okay? So you can even see here, right, I'm proving my point. It's this whole like low liquidity, wash out the weak hands type of thing. It's such an integral part to Richard Hart's formula that even today, he's still quoting Hex's price from that all-time low back at its launch, okay? So it is what it is. Like, yeah, the adoption amplifier people, the Hex ICO equivalent went down 95% down. And yeah, look, you can paint this chart all you want, but I know how the crowd looks at it. No one's looking at this chart besides the top 5% of people got in. The minus 95% of people, the other people got in. No one's looking at this chart like, oh, wow, golly gee, right? You know how we know this? Because Richard, in the Bitcoin bear market, he was not saying, hey, everybody, you know, if you bought at the bottom of 2015, Bitcoin's still amazing. It's up 100x. It's up 100x since 2015, okay? He doesn't do that. Why? Because he didn't found Bitcoin. He's got his own coin now, friends. We're in a different community. You can't paint good marketing pictures for Bitcoin when you're trying to say your coin is better. Now, this is not, like, I'm just telling you, this is what you meant to be doing. He did the right thing. This is like it's a leadership. That's like a captain's call type of move, all right? But it's the same story here. But if it really did matter, he would be talking about it, right? He's saying, you know, Bitcoin's top of the S curve, it's slowing down, etc., etc. He's not saying, well, you know, Bitcoin's still up 100x from that point in 2015, 2016, and go, okay, well, if it doesn't apply to them, why does it apply here? So, you know, you can do all this like this puzzle piece solving in your head, but it really doesn't get us anywhere, friends. I'm here to help you. I'm here to tell you that enough information is here and I've processed it. That's it. All right, so this nice log chart, it is deceiving. Of course it's deceiving. You go, well, you're still up from the bottom. You're still up from the bottom. Like, it's not going to go far, okay? And I'm going to explain to you why. So nobody feels like it's winning when Celsius and FTT held up better, all right? You can't. No game theory with them, no staking, no lockup, no deflation because it's deflation, right? Because of the PulseChain Sacrifice. So they didn't even have those. Their founders and leaders literally going to jail. So what you're telling me, even with all of those, we still did worse. I'm just to tell you, friends, there's something else going on here when it comes to emotional and weak money participating in here. So look, I don't really care. I have no ego. I have no pride. You see me, friends. People try to bait me into fights and debates every time. I don't care, man. I'm here. I'm making memes, sitting in my squeaky chair. I'm playing angel music for you, and I crank the beat for you too. All right? So yes, in theory, it's nice to believe that measuring from the top to the bottom doesn't matter for your own coin. In theory, yes. Statistically, you know that is a very dangerous path to walk. It's a statistical falsehood to tell someone, it doesn't matter. I don't think so. All right, I don't think so. I think it's bad. Look, you can look at this information and say you don't think it's worth anything. I look at it and I think it's worth something, okay? Because I did the research myself. Didn't make this out of my booty hole. I did the research myself and I presented it here for you. Okay, there's over 10,000 plus coins. 3 of them only recovered to their all-time high from minus 98% down in a new cycle. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge never went minus 98%. For some reason, this number is the nail in the coffin number, okay? So Combined hex hit around there, okay, minus 98.2%. So look at this. I even have these posts. I made many posts. It was Cardano, Aave, and Ergo. But like Ergo, ERG here, never broke the all-time high. It just reached it again, and then it stopped. Okay, you're looking at true unicorns, by the way, here. You're thinking, oh, we can be the fourth. Yes, I hope we're the fourth. That's why we're long. I'm just telling you, if we are not the fourth unicorn, do you cry? No. Do you give up? No. You can actually do something, friends. You can increase your probability of winning. Okay, so look at this. Before we get to that quickly, when a coin drops minus 98% for as long as Hex did, this is just the truth, non-loyal people can buy your 50x coin from the top, those 50x, those top buyers, right? They can buy 50 times more quantity for the same dollar. Okay, that's what they can do. Now, in an imaginary world where you say it doesn't matter because the pool of people out there in the world is infinite, I would really love to believe this. Unfortunately, we know from all crypto's charts that the rate of unicorns being made in crypto, it's slowing down. We're diminishing. The amount of money required to push stuff up exponentially is also slowing down. Doesn't mean they're going to go away. It's just, another way to put it is the low-hanging fruit has been eaten now. Most of it's been eaten, okay? You know who said this as well? Vitalik. All right, so it's not just me just saying, I'm pulling this out from from geniuses out in crypto, okay? Low-hanging fruit, you know, like making a DEX, making a layer one chain, that type of stuff, all right? So unfortunately, these people, these non-loyal people who get to buy all the prices, yes, believe it or not, you think they're going to come in with a 1000x target, but they're not, all right? No, they're not. Why? Because you give them money too quick. No one's going to buy in a cycle, right, and then say, well, I'm going to get a 1000x on this. They don't care, okay? Why? Because they're not going to earn it, friends. You understand? They're not going to earn it. Put it in another way. The people buying here, like you saw Alex, the anus ointment, okay? That Alex, people buying here, right? Now, don't listen to their words, listen to their actions. The people buying here, you think they value your coin at $2, but realistically, they value the quick 10 to 20 to 30x. That's what they're really valuing, okay? Because they come in new. They come in new. And it does, in every single coin out there, every altcoin, it does act as enormous sell pressure on the way up. You know how thin markets are, all right? And this is just a reality you have to accept. So instead of crying and hoping, you got to adapt to the strategy, right? So remember, sacrifices suck. You can't rely on them because they attract the emotional weak money. So praying for higher prices and listening to mega bull targets is not a strategy. What you think? Do you think you're some sort of genius? Like, holy gee, this thing's going to the moon. Bitcoin's gone 250K. Like, do you think, oh, that's all you have to do? You go, okay, well, this time is different. We're going to break the parabolas. Sorry, we're going to break the diminishing return curse for the past 15 years because this time is different. I don't think so. Okay, you can bet on that. I'm not going to bet on that, okay? Because there are going to be risk area points where I think trimming 0% is the wrong number. That's why I'm just going to put it out there, okay? So you're going to need a better move. These are the moves, friends. 1, option A. You can either find a way to increase your bag size. I know that sucks. You're like, oh my God, add more money, but I've got crushed. Yes, that's the game, man. That's the game. If you liked Hex at 20 cents, you should love it at 2 cents. If you liked PulseX at day one sack, you should love it at 80% below day one sack. You should. The fundamentals are still there, okay? Here's the next part. The next part hurts everyone, but I don't really care, okay? So there are now increasing odds that you're going to have to accept lower returns. Notice what I said. I didn't say we're definitely going to diminish or we're not going to go 100x. I didn't say any of these. I just said the odds that they don't happen have increased. Okay. Now, what that means is there will be a point, right? I like using the hex chart because it just shows the emotions. There will be a point, maybe, where Hex's price is at a flag. This one of these flags, okay? And you see this top flag? Actually, look where the crowd expects, friends. The crowd expects $2, right? So we're going to be at a flag, and then the crowd's going to expect up, and you have to say, wait a minute. I know my friend Somi told me the secret to markets is positioning. And right now, everybody is positioned for another 10x higher from here. But I know that this is dangerous to think. If I carry forward the next year with 100% of my portfolio, so then you're going to have to decide for yourself what is an appropriate amount to go forward, knowing that there are all these emotional, euphoric, weak money alongside with you. Because if it doesn't play out, you have your world where you got that lower return. So I'm not telling you to trim anything out. I'm just telling you having 0% trimmed out, which means carrying your full portfolio at the risk zones, is the wrong move at that point. Because I've just shown you all this evidence. I'm like, well, how everything's gone. The odds of these things continuing into the stratosphere, they are not the same that they were before. So, you also have a third option, friends. You can click sell and leave. And I tell everybody, click sell and leave all the time. Don't annoy anybody else. Just click sell, literally, boop, just click sell and leave. So this is the game. And what you're doing here, you're learning, okay? Yeah, investing is hard. Now you know why. It's 95% of people, friends, while holding a coin, it fails and it still loses, right? Now, at the end of the day, you have to decide what you do for yourself, okay? Because I'm just going to give you an example, all right? I made a recent video, made tweets. I've told you down here, right? I didn't tell people with my specific post this time. Like I did say people go all in, but in one of my posts here, I did not say anything except this. I wrote 86% USD allocation is the wrong amount. Too high. That's it. That's all I wrote. Okay? So that's what you have to look forward to in the future. Remember, in this post, I did not say make it 0% USD and go all in on crypto or do leverage. Okay? I didn't, in this specific post, I did not say that. But I did say that, hey, the crowd's average portfolio and major influencers included is 86% stable coins. At the lows here, at these points. So you didn't know it was going to be the low. I just said, hey, walking forward for the next 12 months, this is the wrong amount. All right. So that's the mentality you've got to have when you go forward. So when it comes to sacrifices, when it comes to ICOs, any of these public types of moves, well, now you kind of know. You're like, putting in anything more than a lottery ticket might be the wrong move because all the emotional money is in here with me. You've learned a lot today. You're my friend. I have had a straight posture this whole time. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, or let me know what you think in the comments, friends. Catch you soon.